Hey everyone, I'm Trevor and I am presenting the country of Malawi. Malawi is 45,747 miles squared compared to the US, which is 3.8 million miles squared. The US is 3.7 million miles squared larger than Malawi. The population of Malawi is 16.3 million and the official languages are Chichewa and English. Major cities in Malawi include Blantyre, Zomba, and Lilongwe, which is also the capital. Lilongwe has a population of 1.07 million just on its own, and the Malawian people are of Bantu origin and are very traditional. Popular music within their society is banjo and local music, Afropop, gospel, and reggae. Malawian men's clothing is very similar to Western type clothing, where they usually wear a t-shirt and jeans. A very popular type of clothing for women is the chitenge, which is a very traditional, honorable clothing. Popular food includes tea and fish, which seem to be the most regularly eaten types of foods. Important components of Malawian cuisine include sugar, coffee, corn, potatoes, and cattle. As for religion, Christianity is the largest faith, followed with Sunni Islam being second. But most of the population is devout to Christianity, and the second is Sunni Islam, Muslim. Malawi is a third world country, and their currency is the kwacha. Malawi is a presidential republic and since 1994 has been a multi-party democracy. The president is both the head of state and government. The executive power is exercised by the government and the legislative power is vested in both the government and the National Assembly. The president is elected by the people every 5 years for a maximum of 2 terms, and then the vice president is elected with the president. The legislature in Malawi remains unicameral, which is having a single legislative chamber, whereas the U.S., as you may know, has 2, the House of Reps and the Senate. Their economy is predominantly through agriculture, and 80% of the population lives in rural areas. In fact, 2017 showed that agriculture accounted for 80% of export revenue and approximately 1/3 of the country's GDP. Malawi ranks among the world's least developed countries, and their economy very much depends on the aid of other countries. To show how trading is going, Malawi's export revenue 2 years ago was $1.4 billion with $2.4 billion in imports. So you can see how they're importing more than they're exporting. Malawi and the U.S. have a cordial relationship for many years, but the relationship was vastly strengthened when Malawi transitioned from a one-party state to a multi-party democracy. As for the surrounding countries, Malawi has bilateral trade agreements with its 2 major trading partners, South Africa and Zimbabwe, both of which allow duty-free entry of Malawi's products. News happening in Malawi currently is the presidential election, where the current president plans to win re-election. He told the crowd that he had won election in a terrible economy and has fixed it quite a bit with more work to do. So he believes that he has bettered the economy since he has been president, and so far the people agree with that as he is ahead in the polls. As for corruption accusations,